All right, YouTube. Welcome to another video. Uh, I want to do a little video on talking about bushcrafting and survival. Um, I think most people consider those two things two separate things. Bushcrafting is more of a doing things in the wild, doing things in the literal in the literal sense in the bushes. Anyway, um, and survival is living off the land, being able to survive with the bare minimum essentials, and also being prepared for emergencies and disasters and unforeseen situations where you're placed in a situation where you have to survive uh, with what you have, or you have to prepare yourself to face those kind of things. And bushcraft is, of course, being in the wilderness, being out there in nature, and having or doing things to coexist with nature. And I took bushcraft uh, as a person who makes his way in the wilderness. That is, in my opinion, what bushcrafting means. In order to make your way in the wilderness, you have to coexist with it, and you have to learn how to craft and make things that you need to be out there to coexist with nature. And a lot of people that I see on videos, they like to show off their gear that they bought, from different manufacturers, different craft people, different people that specialize in making knives, bags, backpacks, and things like that. And that's great. If you have the money, please knock yourself out. Go out there and buy the best knives, the best bags, the best equipment, the best survival tools that you can for the money, and enjoy yourself. Go out and into the wilderness and go camping or go bushcrafting, whatever, and enjoy yourself. But in my opinion, regardless if you can afford the hobby or not, in my opinion, bushcrafting to me is all about making the things. If you can make it yourself, make it yourself. Yes, it's easy to click on things and, on eBay or Amazon and buy the things that you need, and buy the things that other people are telling that recommending you to buy. But in my opinion, I make things out of not just desire, but also necessity. And there's that word again. Um, I bought this knife. It's the K-Bar BK2. Okay. For the price point, I believe it was the best choice. $89. I thought that this was the knife that I wanted to get because it was full tang, a 1/4 inch thick spine, and reasonably sharp. Not too long, not too short. I would say a little too short, but not too short. And I believe I haven't put this through the test yet, but I believe this, from what I saw in all the reviews, I believe this was going to be the knife that the best knife that I could possibly get for the money, for what I wanted it to do, which was not just act as a knife, but as a tool, a heavy duty tool to do the tasks that I may need it to do. All right, now I did not like the sheath that came with it. I thought that it was a little too hard to take in and out, put in and out of, and it was kind of difficult to kind of. I felt like it was kind of clumsy to carry, so I made my own sheath. Okay. And I like it. It's very comfortable. I've worn it all day, and it's very light, much lighter than the Kydex sheath. And it works for me. It's very easy. It's easy to put the knife in and out of the sheath one-handed, and also when you snap it in, it's very secure. The knife is not going to come out, even when it's unsnapped. You have to literally be doing handstands for the knife to fall out. So I'm happy with this product. I mean, that I made, and I have no desire to go searching for a store bought one or professionally made one, because I made my own sheath. And the reason I didn't do the classical shape of the knife on the sheath is because I didn't want people to know that, I didn't want it to be that obvious that I was carrying a knife. When they see the bottom half of this sheath, they could think that this was maybe a pouch or some sort, or some kind of tool pouch, but, you know, or maybe a gun holster, I don't know. But they definitely would not think right away knife, But anyway, let's move on. I made this out of a belt that instead of throwing it away, I cut it and fashioned it into a bracelet. Okay. Bushcrafting is all about using your resources that you have to make the things that you want and need. This was the very first pouch I ever made, EDC pouch with a Altoids tin survival kit, and it was an everyday carry tin with a mask and a little bottle opener flashlight on one side. And this one contains a multi-tool, keychain size multi-tool, the next tool multi-tool, and of course I would be carrying a pocket knife in my pocket in addition to this on my belt. If this was what I was choosing to carry, that's what I would carry. Now, this was my second pouch that I made, and of course I did a video on all of these. I'm just rehashing all of it now just to make a point that this was a double Altoid tin pouch, and a flashlight holder, and a multi-tool Leatherman signal holder. And as wide as this is very contouring to the body, and it's very minimal profile. Very easy to carry, does not bulge out, or is not very big looking on the belt. It's actually very slim profile, and I like it. Very comfortable too to carry. So whatever I feel like today, I might wear this. If I feel as though I'm gonna be away from home for a while, I'll definitely wear this. If I'm out and about doing just daily tasks and not really planning to stay out of the house that long, I might carry this with a pocket knife. This definitely on longer trips, like if I'm going on a road trip or something like that, vacation. I wouldn't take it on an airplane. If I did, I would just pack this in a suitcase and check the suitcase in, because it has a multi-tool knife on it. So I would take this on longer trips, short trips, and of course, if I was to go out in the wilderness, I'll wear that. And of course, everybody knows I've made my own gun holster out of necessity, because it's impossible to find a gun holster for the setup that I have, which is I have a Olight attached to the adapter rail adapter that I installed on the Glock 26, made by Recovery. Okay, and yes, um, stuff like this I have to buy because I don't have the expertise to make, of course, you know. So yes, I'll mention these kind of things in the video and give you an opinion of what I think of these tools, equipments, guns, knives, and things like that, just like the BK2. But accessories, holsters, bags, and things like that, I try to make myself. Okay, and I figured, if I was going to take on this hobby and interest of bushcrafting, that I would need a leather tool set. And this is a kind of a semi review of the leather tool set. Now, if you read all the reviews for this leather tool set that I got from Amazon, and I believe the name of this leather tool set is King Tools or something like that. Most of the reviews will say it's a great starter set or it's great for beginners. Well, I beg to argue with that. Okay, number one, just because you're a beginner at anything, okay, doesn't mean that you should not try to get the best tools or the best equipment to do whatever your interests are. Okay, take for instance this tool set. Okay, people keep saying that it's good for beginners, all right, because you're learning how to use these tools and learning about these tools and such. But if these tools are not good, if they're not good quality tools, then it makes learning how to do this hobby harder. Okay, it does me no good. Okay, if this X-Acto knife is dull and doesn't work very well, and it keeps coming loose, the blade keeps coming loose, and things like that. If that happens, it makes me less able to do the work, number one, properly, more easily, and it will make me more frustrated, and it would make me more likely to lose patience. Okay, so if things cut better, work better as a tool, then it makes you learning, doing easier. Okay, so whenever somebody says, "Oh, it's a great beginner set," I always take it with a grain of salt. Okay, um, always save your money and spend it on a little bit better quality things. Okay, just because you're a beginner doesn't mean you don't deserve good equipment or good tools. Okay, um, and secondly, you don't want to buy a lot of junk um, to start a hobby and then later wind up having to rebuy everything because you found out that all of it is just junk. And I'm not saying this tool set is junk. For my level and skill, it's satisfactory. Okay, I have some criticism about it. Certain things in this tool set I feel as though could be a little better, but um, me not to knowing what to buy, I thought that I'd go ahead and order something that was already put together. And of course, that's a common mistake of beginners in anything. When you don't know too much about the interest that you have before you go into it, no matter how much research you do or ask around what you should get, you still doubt yourself as to if you're getting everything that you need. So a lot of the times you fall back and you get a little lazy and you wind up buying a set or something that's already put together. Just like a bug out bag or a survival kit. You may, not want to really learn too much or not have the patience to learn. So you just order whatever's advertised as a bug out bag or emergency kit or EDC kit, and you just buy whatever was already put together. But then later, as you learn more, you realize, hey, I shouldn't have bought this kit. I should have bought everything separately, and I should have bought everything that was good quality. Well, this, I have to say, on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, I would say I give this a 6 or 7. Okay, and for convenience and fun factor, because I don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun working with this tool set, making all this. Okay, I had a lot of fun. Okay, it was very relaxing. It was very therapeutic. So that part I give it 10 out of 10. All right, so it was well worth the money. If I have to go out and rebuy all the tools, I definitely would do so. I would do so piece by piece. I'd go get quality individual tools now, knowing what I would prefer to have. That like perhaps this X-Acto knife works pretty good, but I would like to get something that's maybe a little bit more robust, more heavy duty. Um, and already I put so much use into this thing here that I kind of wore it out and bent it. It's the most, this is probably the tool I use the most, punching holes. So I could just imagine the awl on your pocket knife being invaluable in the wilderness whenever you need to fix or mend or do something. You got to poke a hole in something. So I could understand why the awl on the pocket knife or a multi-tool is so important. Anyway, moving on. Gotta be careful. I already look at this. I need a bandage from my EDC because I cut myself. I always keep cutting myself on that wheel cutter right here. That is like razor laser sharp. But seriously, I wish I could find a knife that is this sharp. Every time I just touch it, I get a cut, a bleeding cut. Seriously, yeah. So, and I don't even really use that tool that much. Not at all, actually. I used to back. Look at that. No, that's something else. That's a stain from leather stuff. But anyway, yeah. So I keep seeing people doing videos where they're doing basically commercials of products, and it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong, and I don't mind watching because I'm always interested in learning about new products out there, and I know that most people are trying to make money with their monetization to do some promoting so they can get views, because doing gadget videos and doing videos, product review videos do get views, and also they get paid from the companies that make the products and this and that. Do your thing, make your money, no problem. But at the end of the day, let's not forget what this hobby or this interest is all about. Okay. One thing I really respect David Canterbury is that when he does his video, he's not only about just selling the products that he sells in his stores or online stores, or promoting third-party vendors for a product or this and that, but he's also all about alternatives. He'll also mention, hey, if you can't afford this, or if you can't buy this now, or if you don't have this, you can use an alternative method or an alternative tool, or you can makeshift something to do the same thing. Okay, so he's very honest about the things he talk about. Okay, so recently, like I said, I've seen just too many people like just going on a bragging binge about the products that they bought off Amazon or third-party vendors, about certain things and stuff. But they don't really show off the crafts and the workmanship of the things that they make. Now, I'm not saying this is anything to brag about. Most people will look at this and say, I could make something better than that. That's pretty sloppy work. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't take the time to refine things. And I've already said, number one, I don't have the patience to refine things and make everything look real perfect and pretty. In fact, when it comes to leather, I'd rather it look kind of handmade and imperfect, because I want it to look bushcrafty. I want it to look like, okay, I just killed a deer, I dried out the hide, and I I did the best I could with the tools I had in the wilderness to make a pouch, and this is what I made. That's the kind of look I was going for. So yeah, far as making it look perfect and store bought, okay, if you want something like that, you could take years to practice to do that, or you can just go out and buy it. Me, I'm having a lot of fun making my own. Really, I mean, I've worn this. I put my name. I stamped my name on this. It used to be one of my belts that I was about to throw away, but I didn't decide. I decided not to throw away and turned it into a bracelet, and I love it. I love it. Very comfortable, um, somewhat functional because it protects my wrist to some degree, and it's very stylish. I like it. Um, so, just a little talk about what I've been seeing on YouTube, and the slight disappointments here and there of people I see every single day, twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I see their videos 3, 4, 5, or 6 at a time a day, and everything that they put up is about, oh, here's a new bag I got. Well, here is a new kit I got. And some people specialize in that. That's fine. There's a one guy that specializes in doing um, tin EDCs and tin survival kits. That's perfect. I mean, if you're into that, he stays on topic. Everything is about reviewing what's inside of tins and stuff like that. That's fine. But there's people who claim to be bushcrafters, and this guy doesn't claim to be a bushcrafter. There's people who claim to be bushcrafters who go out there into the wilderness and put on a show, and then basically at the end of the day, all you're really doing is showing off a product that you can purchase off online, or purchase off of their website, and that's fine. You got to make money. That's the way you want to do it. That's fine, but occasionally show some initiative and make your own product. That's what bushcrafting is, right? Crafting things to coexist with nature out there. Another guy that I like watching is Kimber Bushcraft. He's an older gentleman who wanders through the wilderness and sets up camp, sits, makes coffee, cooks, does a cooking video in the wilderness, and he'll constantly show off what's on his belt, what he has crafted and enhanced, some things that he bought, and he would enhance it, or other times he would actually make and invent things to use in the wilderness. And to me, he is probably one of the truest form of bushcrafters out there. So if you have a chance, look him up, Kimber Bushcraft. He's a Norwegian person, and he is a Viking descendant. So he tries to do videos reflecting his Viking heritage. So very entertaining fellow to watch. Love his videos. And most of the things that I do are inspired by people like that. Yes, he does do things that other YouTubers do, like sell things online. You can order things that he has affiliations with, companies that he have affiliations with. You can order things through just like any other YouTubers, but most of the time he is making videos, enjoying the wilderness with the things that he's enhanced or made. And to me, that is really good entertainment. So go check them out. Kimber Bushcraft, Cimber, and yeah, I'm probably gonna do some shout out videos of a lot of the people that I watch, and you know, I'm running out of. I'm gonna probably get another batch of leather. Um, Still have a lot left after making all this, and I'm gonna probably get another thing of leather and make me a big bag. That's gonna be probably my next task is make a sack or backpack or a belt bag kit or some sort. So continuing on with this hobby and interest, I'm having a lot of fun. Main thing is if you make something, regardless how crappy it looks or how much criticism you get from people who actually know what they're doing, uh, regardless of that, if you are enjoying yourself, if you are having fun, okay, that's the main thing. If you're having fun, don't let nobody put you down. Okay? So if you take pride in the things that you make, like I take a lot of pride in this here. I really enjoyed making this knife sheath. I love it. I've worn it around the house, pulled the knife out, and moved around and see if it held up and everything. I think it will hold up in the wilderness, and I love it. It makes me happy. Some people may look at it and say, "Oh, you didn't wet form it and you didn't do this." Well, my reason for not wet forming it was to be able to slide it in easy and take it out easy, and still keep it in there secure at the same time. I didn't want it. I didn't want the profile of the blade showing through the sheath because I didn't want people to look at it and say, "Oh, he's wearing a knife," right away. That's why I hid the knife all the way up to the butt of the handle. Okay, love it. It makes me happy. No matter what criticisms I get from actual knife sheath makers or knife makers, this is what makes me happy. This is what's gonna make me go out there and test it out and do my own product reviews that I made. I love this. Okay, doesn't look refined or anything, but I think it's something that you would put together in a situation that is like the apocalypse. You don't have very good tools and you don't have a lot of resources, so you just slap things together and boom. you know I think this can be used as a prop in a movie, to be honest with you. Looks something like you would put on a Star Wars belt, I think. Kind of. Where we're some kind of zombie movie, apocalypse movie. um, yeah, this, I love it. I wore this the whole time I was in the Smoky Mountains. Walked in and out of stores with it on. It was useful. We were out late at night, and I even used the flashlight to light up the sidewalk as we were walking. Love it. Gun belt. To be honest, not the best gun belt I ever owned, but it holds the gun with the light that I put on it. Trust me, if I could buy a professionally made holster with this setup that would fit this setup, I'd get it, because I want to be able to carry this setup, minus that magazine, of course. I wouldn't carry this is my nightstand gun. I don't want to have to reload if somebody's in the house. So this is basically in there as a nightstand gun. But if it was to go traveling with me, I would put the regular magazine in there and carry an extra magazine on the side. Yeah. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. 30-minute video. All right. See you.